Hey guys, how you guys doing? Welcome back to the channel. Hey guys, how are you guys doing? Just want to take a minute to ask if you believe in what I'm doing and you like what this channel is about and you like the content that this channel has, why don't you pop on over to our Patreon page over at patreon.com, the Linux Tube, and become a member there. Everybody always refers to how you can customize Linux so much and that you can make it what you want, which is 100% true. But there are some distributions out there that are already customized and they're made to be beautiful. I mean, flat out beautiful. And to me, one of the top ones out there is an Arch-based distribution that is just stunning. It's called Zero Linux. I have installed Zero Linux onto my virtual machine. I've given it 4 gigs of RAM and 6 of my cores. So let's go ahead and log in and take a look at it. Now, I have used Zero Linux in the past. I ran it for a while. In fact, I think it was the last version of a desktop environment that I actually ran was Zero Linux. After that, I went to Window Manager, and I've been stuck with not stuck, but I enjoy i3 very much. And I've just simply stayed with i3. So this is what you're greeted with when you first log in after your complete setup. And this launches every time. This is the Zero Linux welcome. What's really nice about this is, one, you can, as you see here, you can update your system now, which is something that I recommend to do after you install any system. Fresh installs, always update it right away. What's nice is you could update the Arch mirror list by clicking this. Now, mind you, these are all little scripts that are get run by clicking the buttons. So another one that's nice too is fixing the GNU PG keys as well. Also installing drivers too, like third-party drivers. Also, you can go to the FAQ and to their forums. But what is most important is these two bottom ones. I mean, they're all important, but these two bottom ones are areas of focus that you're going to want to. First one is a post system install config, which when you click on that, it allows you to initialize, and this is one that I would do, initialize your Snapper BTRFS. What that'll do is that'll help you be able to make your backups, okay? The other one is this one here, enable your Plasma firewall. It turns on your firewalled and sets it for you, so that helps you out. And also another point of one that to look at is this one right here, which is the second one down all the way to the right, to fix ArchLinux keys. Sometimes, I don't know why, but it just happens, you know, boogaboos happen, and the key ring gets messed up. So if you click this, it'll run the little script to remove the keys and apply the new keys and download the new key signatures. So, and of course, if you mess up in any way, shape, or form, like a lot of times this one here, re-enabling Wayland support will sometimes kerfuffle your desktop. So if it does that, you just simply click this apply Zero Linux defaults and you go back to square zero, where you can reinstall and do whatever it is that you need to do. Now, the other one is install applications. There's the traditional Pacman application manager that you could use at the command line, or you can use this one, the install applications, which is very, 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 very nice. Now you could use Flatpak. If you click on that, you can use Flatpak or untick Flatpak, and you're now downloading the actual repository or the applications from the repository. If you use a Flatpak, obviously it's going to be pulling them up from Flatpak source. So either way, that is what you can do. And to use that, you simply, like on the Android kernel here, at the top, additional kernels, you click on that, and then you go over here to the right and you tick on whichever one it is that you want. If you want to do the Zen kernel, the LTS kernel, or the hardened kernel. So, by the way, this comes with the 6.0 kernel, I am pretty sure. Let's open up console here real quick. And we're going to type in, oh, NeoFetch is already there. So, and it's using the 6.05 kernel with Plasma 5.26 and the bash shell of 5.1. So, and it's got the Lanyon dark theme applied. So yeah, very up to date, very rolling release distribution. It's got a lot for gaming, I'm sure, in it, but this is a very beautiful. And so we're going to go ahead and I just want to go over that welcome menu because there's a lot of important stuff in there. But when you look at it, it is just simply stunning. The wallpapers are stunning. Let me see if I can configure the desktop wallpapers and go to have the folders pop up to show you. Let's make this a lot bit bigger for you. I mean, look at these Zero Plasma 64, 65. Oh, look at these wallpapers that they've got. They're actually quite beautiful. Ooh, Plasma 8 looks beautiful too. Nice. I mean, they've got a lot of beautiful wallpapers. Now, before you do your update, there is one thing that I would recommend that you do too. Also, with any Arch distribution that uses the Pac-Man manager, open up Dolphin, this is your standard Dolphin file manager, as you can see, and you want to go to your Etsy folder, and you want to scroll down to the bottom to your Pac-Man conf right here. Open that up with your text editor. This one has Kate installed. Now note that the Etsy folder, you're going to have sudo privileges. So use a text editor that will allow you to do that, whether it's Vim, whether it's Kate, whichever one that has those permissions enabled. You're going to go down to the bottom where it says maximum parallel downloads. Here it's set to 4. We are going to edit that, and I'm going to do something like 10. And then we are going to click save. And it's going to ask me for my root privilege password. I save it. Now it's saved at 10. Now what that does is when you do something as simple, and I'll show it to you in the console. Sorry, fat finger something. What it's going to do is it's going to allow, when I hit yes, and it's updating everything, instead of running see how fast it did it? It like doubled the speed of the Pac-Man package manager, because it allowed multiple applications to be downloaded at the same time, up to 10 parallel downloads. So that's one of the things about Pac-Man that you do. You can do that on any Arch-based distribution. Actually, you can do that on the apt package manager as well, and the DNF package manager as well. So pretty much a lot of the package managers set to X amount of parallel downloads. You can always go in there and edit it. Now, I wouldn't do more than 10, I think maybe 15 max, but that is just a nice little trick to speed up your package manager. So now, we're at the desktop. I just showed you how to update real well. That's the one thing that you want to do right away. I didn't do the update by clicking it up there because I knew I wanted to adjust that Pac-Man conf, the package manager configuration file. So feel free to do that before you do your update as well. But that should be the second step after you adjust the package manager parallel downloads, is to do your system update so that you're up to date with everything before you start setting it up and playing with things. So either way, there is that. Now, as you can see, this is the desktop you're greeted with. It's got Latte Dock, I believe. If I right click on here, yep, Latte Dock down at the bottom. So that's the dock that's there. Of course, you can do you can right click on it, edit dock, and it opens up all the settings for you on that. You just simply click close, and away it goes. So there's that. So you have the dock at the bottom, and then you have this bar at the top with the transparency and everything already set up beautifully for you. Also, it looks like it has a compositor with, because when you open up applications, I noticed with Dolphin, you've got the rounded corners. So it's got a compositor already in place. It's been a little customized. So that's very nice. On the left-hand side, you have your app launcher, or your app menu. Now, in here, of course, it's got the standard KDE one, which has all your favorites pinned to the side here, and as well as your power session, to log out and restart and shut off. Also, you can search and look at recent applications, as well as under the development, you have your standard suite of development tools such as Qt, translation, CMake, Icon Browser, Kate, Sysproof as well. Under games, you've got Steam, which I did install, and part of the click down here on the welcome. If you click on the welcome and you install applications and you go to gaming and tools, you could install Steam natively, Mango HUD, Go Overlay, Game Mode, which it's a daemon that you can start that actually optimizes stuff for you in the host OS. So I mean, that's really nice. And T launcher for Minecraft, so you can play Minecraft on here. So that's where I got that. But there are many, many, many more. That's the thing about Arch is it's got Peru in here, I believe. I'm not sure about Yay as the AUR helper, and that's the thing. It has the AUR, and the AUR is amazingly huge. It's ginormous. It's got all kinds of software out there ready for install, and you have the AUR helpers as Peru, and you have Yay that help you get to that as well. You have access to your fingertips to a metric butt ton of software. And this is something that most people already know about ArchLinux, but if you're new and you're new to Linux, this is something to bear in mind. So for under the games, like I said, I installed Steam. Under graphics, you have GwenView, which is your picture viewer, or your PDF viewer, and then Ocular. In internet, you have Firefox. You've got your SSH server, KDE Connect, which is nice because it helps you connect devices to KDE, such as other desktops and tablets and that kind of stuff to it. So you can do that, and also your phone. And also Steam's in there. Under Lost and Found, it's got the HP UI scan and the X screensaver, which I installed as well. That didn't come in. It's a wonderful screensaver. You want to talk about tons of screensavers. I just love it because it's cool effects while it's there for a little bit on the monitor. Sorry. So multimedia, you have, of course, Hypnotics, Kdenlive, MPV, OBS, all that good stuff. Hypnotics was developed by the Linux Mint team. What it is it's free TV, but it also does IPTV as well. And there's a way that you could input extreme codecs as well. I believe as it uses M38U format for accessing an IPTV server, which I'm going to do a video on that kind of stuff here coming up soon. So stay tuned for that. Kdenlive is a text editor. MPV player is a movie player, and OBS Studio is that it records stuff. So that's where you can stream your game, record your desktop, and stream it, on a Twitch channel, whichever. Or you can use it to make YouTube videos, like I do. And then under Office, it does not have any Office suite installed, but of course, during the install applications, again, on the welcome menu, you can install LibreOffice, I believe, or I think they have another one. But either way, once again, in the AUR, you've got OnlyOffice, OpenOffice, you've got LibreOffice, you've got all kinds of different offices out there. So it's at your fingertips as well. For settings, you have the Add or Remove software. That's your software center. ARander, which is your for XRander, which is you set your display settings and resolutions and positions your monitors. Fingerprint GUI, of course, that is how you can input if you have a fingerprint scanner on your laptop or on your machine for unlocking whatever. You can do that. You can customize Grub with it, print settings, system settings. Yet another tool for settings. For system settings, let's take a look at that. That is your standard system settings. This is where you can change your global theme, but it's already themed globally. So note that you'll be breaking this Zero Linux theme if you theme it to something else. So just understand that. And then under Appearance, let's go to Appearance here. Of course, you have icons that you can change here. Cursors you can change. Just as your typical KDE theme manager. So then, of course, you can adjust your display down at the bottom right here, which is where I've adjusted my display resolution at. You can also have your power management here. There's tons of things that you could adjust in here, so that's something to take a look at in and of itself later on as you get more familiar with this. Or if you're not familiar with it or you want to be familiar with it, you can do that as well. So under system, of course, this is where all the system administration stuff comes, like HTOP, BTOP, BTRFS Assistant, which that's your snapper that helps you set up your snapper. Dconf Editor, Dolphin, KSysGuard. Let's go ahead and open up HTOP real quick, take a look at it. And it is using 1.9 gigabytes of the 4 gigs that I've given it, and just very small, scant portion of my processors. So it is a little resource intensive, but you know, it's got a dock going, it's got a lot of stuff going. So it might not be something for the older laptops, but for your newer stuff or newer desktops, it is something to use. And then, of course, console is the installed terminal emulator. For utilities, you have Arc, which is your archive manager, and your zip file manager. It's got Caffeine, which is a nifty little tool that keeps the screen from timing out on you. It keeps it awake. It keeps the system awake and open and running. So if you're doing something that like editing a video and you're waiting on it to do, but you don't want it to kill the screen, you can certainly enable Caffeine and it won't kill the screen. It's got disks in here, which is the GNOME Disks tool, I'm pretty sure. And it is a GNOME Disk Utility, and it's version 42, so it's current. And then it's got Flat Seal. Now, Flat Seal's nice because what Flat Seal does is, have I had any flat packs installed on here at all, it'll come up here in the side, and then over here in the body pane window, you could adjust and customize different settings for that flat pack. So that's what's really nice about Flat Seal. Flat Seal is a very awesome little tool. And then, of course, you've got your gestures, so you can adjust your gestures for your touch mouse pad. You've got your HP device, got Kate, which is the text editor. It's a text editor. KCalc, it's got some of the KDE suite tools like KCalc, KFind, KMouse, KGPG, KWrite, Latte Dock here, where you can adjust, customize and do settings and stuff like that. Click on it. Your layout, you can make multiple different layouts, so, and then you can switch in between layouts, and here's your layout editor. So Piper, you got your software token and Spectacle. Under help, it's just that help session where you can, you can open up things, look at, the Plasma manuals, get online help, that kind of stuff. So that's what's in the application launcher. Now in the middle here, you have your time and date. So if I click on it, it opens up the calendar along with that. And then over on the left-hand side, the right-hand side, you've got your up and down for your internet usage. You've got Caffeine in your system tray. Of course, this is the, I believe this would be the Pac-Man. Yeah, or not Pac-Man, but PAMAC. The PAMAC system tray. Then you have Yaquake, which is a drop-down terminal emulator. So you have console and Yaquake. And then your volume indicator and your internet connection, your status. And then, of course, your hidden menus and notifications. And then your virtual desktop picker chooser. So you have 2 desktops. And that's a look at that. On the dock down here, you've got your multi-view, which I don't know why it says I kicked to open that up, but I must have. The dock here is where you can open up your windows. There are no windows open to show. Then you have your system monitor right here. So if I right click on that, and I can open up my system monitor, and this goes right to the resource view, and it shows you the status of the memory that I've got and the status of my hard disk right here and my CPU usage. So it's typical, K system monitor, KDE system monitor. You have Dolphin pinned to here. Then you have Firefox, which, let's open it up. I think it's the 1.6. It's probably the latest version. Yes, okay, got it. Let's right click over here. We're going to go to help. We're going to go to about Firefox, and it's 1.602. Yep, that is the latest and greatest. So typical standard Firefox. Then you have console. Then you have your system settings as well, which we've opened up and taken a look at already. And then you have your GNOME Disk Manager. Again, this is where it's at, pinned down here. And then you got your Flat Seal application, which I've opened up and looked at. And then you have your Grub Customizer pinned to the bottom. This is where you can update grubs. So this is going to show you the different Linux instances that you could log into, or that you can boot into with Grub, through Grub. Then of course you can adjust your general settings here, which you can. This is cool because you can say predefined it's always the first entry that it boots into, or the last previously booted one. So oftentimes I do the previously booted one because I switch back and forth. Like say you have the Linux Zen kernel installed and the 6.0105 or whatever it is that it is right now. The Zen kernel is an optimized kernel for gaming. So if you know you're going to game, you could switch into that. Well, if you do more gaming than you do the regular one, then you could always switch the previously booted to, and it will always boot into that one, whether it's the first entry or not. Whereas this one is always the first entry, or this one you could specify a certain one that you boot into all the time. So if you are predominantly going to be booting into your Linux Zen because you're a gamer, you could predefine that one here, and then you could select always from the other one, or you could do the previously booted one where it kind of just remembers it. Also, what's interesting is you could adjust the settings here for appearance, from resolution all the way down to icons and background for it. So that also does that. And then, of course, you click save, and it'll save it for you. So that's your Grub Customizer. I am going to quit without updating anything because I didn't make any changes. And then, of course, this area right here is where you could add favorites as well. And the welcome to Zero Linux welcome menus pinned there. So that is something that I just wanted to go over, into how beautiful and neat and already customized and set up out of the box this is. It's not the only one out there that's like this. It is one of the top. I would say it's one of the top two. Also, you can go to the website, the Zero Linux website, and in fact, and this is their website. And so when you go here, of course, if you scroll down, you have videos down here, customization right here. This is what I want to show you. They have Rice themes already set up on their website as well that you can download. They've got the Zero Dunes. They've got the Layan, the Nord, and the Zero Suite. So if you click on the installation guide here, it takes you to their GitHub page, and then here you can get whichever one it is that you want to install. So you can clone it and then install it. So say we'll go back. So we'll close out of this. We're going to go to the Lanyon. So we'll go to installation guide, and it takes you to the Lanyon Git. So there's the Lanyon Rice already set up for you, just like that. So it's just that easy to switch some rices, or of course you could always customize your own rice as well. So that is an easy way to rice it yourself with other rices that they already have available. So that is something cool that you can do with Zero Linux as well. Now, like I said, it's to me one of the top two, because you have the Garuda one, which is also very similar to this. It's very beautiful. It's very already set up for you. It's oh, they're both one and the same, it seems like, anymore. Now, that's not to say that you can't download a standard ArchLinux and make it into something like this or better. But this is one that I wanted to show people because it is absolutely well done. It's got scripts to help you fix things if you mess things up, or adjust things that you can just one click go. For a lot of the hard work is done for you in that aspect. But once again, if you're new to Linux, this might be something that you might want to take a look at. It is Arch, so it's got a little bit steeper of a learning curve than, say, Debian. But in the end, also, one view that is taken by a lot of people is that if you're coming to Linux, you're learning anyhow, because it's not Windows and never will be Windows. So why not take the time to learn something like this. And yes, Arch is a little bit more difficult to set up and install, but not anymore. That's kind of the other thing I wanted to talk about with this as well, is that these distributions such as, Garuda Linux, Zero Linux, all these other tons of distributions out there, Manjaro, all of them, they're all are done by a Calamares installer now. So it's pretty much so just like setting up Debian anymore. The difference is the package manager. So feel free to download it, give it a try. If you're versed with doing it in a virtual machine, do it. If not, hey, throw it on a USB disk, install it, give it a whirl, see if it suits you. If not, use it to download the next one and burn it into an image onto whatever it is that you're willing to try, and start the distro hopping process that so many of us do. So either way, you guys, if you think I left something out, or there's something that I should have added in there, or maybe you want to say, hey, great job, or whichever, go ahead and leave a comment down below. Don't forget to like. That's very important. It helps me out with the YouTube algorithm. Gets my videos seen more. Also subscribe. And of course, please visit us on Patreon and become a member there and support the channel there. Any little bit that you guys can give is much appreciated. Either way, you guys, thank you so much. You guys have a great day. Do what you do and keep on Linuxing.